With all seriousness, thank you. I just echo Joe's words and say thank you very much for coming this evening. I'm not going to say too much at the moment because I think the most powerful message will come from my colleague Katie, who's part of our cycle team. And for those of you who don't know, haven't been following Twitter or Instagram or anything else that's out there, social media-wise, we are cycling to Paris on Saturday. This team here, and we're going to do it in 24 hours. So it's 300 kilometres from Newhaven. No, it's not. Where are we starting? London. We're going to London. I've already got to Newhaven. Not to say psychologically. We're starting Newhaven. No, we're not. We're starting in London at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Cycling, gentle ride down to Newhaven, jumping on the ferry, getting across to Dieppe for 4 a.m. French time, and then it's just a short 130 miles to Paris, and we're going to get there for 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's easy on paper. They say there are no hills, they're lying, and yeah, that's what we're going to do, and we're doing it for one reason: it's to raise as much money as we can for brain tumour research. I'm going to stop there for now. I'm going to hand you over to Katie Hilsdon, who's part of the team, so she can just share with you more about why we are doing this epic challenge.
Okay. So, hello, I'm Katie. I'm a solicitor at CooperBurnett and I work with Victoria. So it's my fault that everyone is going to be struggling to sit down next week. So I'm going to explain the reason why we are fundraising this year. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about my cousin, Ollie Hilsdon. Now, Ollie was, well, when he was very small, it was clear from day one that he was extremely intelligent. He was 5 years younger than myself, and as cousins, we were quite worried initially that he wouldn't make friends when he got to school. He was so clever, we thought he would struggle to communicate with anyone his own age. That we didn't need to worry about at all. Nothing Ollie loved more than a social. So fast forward a few years, Ollie had a extremely work hard, play hard attitude, threw himself into everything, loved rugby, did extremely well at school, and got himself to Cambridge. So it turns out he was extremely modest, but he was also a member of Mensa and had an IQ 1 point higher than Stephen Hawking, which he never actually told us, probably because he knew we'd absolutely rinse him. So it's extremely modest boy. So he also had a huge friendship group. He had a bit of a reputation for being the first to arrive at a party and the last to leave. And he did really well at uni and went on to get a job in the city for the Blackstone Group, which he thoroughly enjoyed. Unfortunately, the year after he started there, he had a seizure. So he was 22 years old, and he was diagnosed out of the blue with a brain tumour. Now, Ollie, when he went to the oncologist, they sat him down and they gave him a prognosis of 6 to 18 months to live. Now, Ollie didn't react in a way that you might expect, and what he did was actually organise, I think the polite way to say it is an up yours cancer party for his first expiry date, as he called it. So on his 6 months, first expiry date, and he celebrated. Now, Ollie also decided to apply for the London Marathon, which was way after the 18 months expiry date that he was given. So, and after 15 months of grueling chemotherapy, immunotherapy and radiotherapy, and 1 month after finishing that treatment, he ran the London Marathon in just under, I think it's 3 hours 50, so not a bad time. So he was really quite remarkable, and he decided to run the London Marathon to raise money for brain tumour research. In doing so, he raised just over £60,000. Now, not once at this point did Ollie ever say, why me, or complain. He just made the most of everything. Now, unfortunately, last year, the brain tumour returned out of the blue. shortly after he got engaged to his lovely wife, Gigi. Now, Ollie underwent chemo, gamma knife surgery, but the oncologist recommended a vaccine that wasn't available on the NHS. So my auntie and uncle were faced with the prospect or challenge to raise £230,000 to pay for this vaccine. So my auntie and uncle set up Ollie's Fund. And it was at this point that I went to the partners at CooperBurnett and asked if they would let me nominate Ollie's Fund as one of the charities that we would put forward Ollie's Fund as one of the charities for us to support. How we decide on the charity that we're going to support for the year at CooperBurnett is everyone is allowed to nominate a charity they think would be a worthy cause, and then everyone's allowed to vote, so all staff are allowed to vote. They kindly overlooked the fact that we usually support local charities and allowed this cause because it was close to my heart. So luckily my colleagues voted to support Ollie's Fund. Now, unfortunately, last year treatment wasn't as effective as we had all hoped. But Gigi and Ollie brought their wedding forward to October. So they got married in Pembroke College, Cambridge, where they both met, and had a lovely day with their parents, brothers and sisters, and their bridesmaids and groomsmen. They did also plan the blessing for this year, though, which was to be held in August. Ollie had the first round of, or the first couple of rounds of the vaccine treatment as well. And sadly, at Christmas, he went home to recuperate before flying out to Germany to have another round of treatment in January. Now, quite unexpectedly and unfortunately, Ollie's health deteriorated really rapidly. And he passed away in January, just a few days before his 27th birthday. So now instead, we're going to be raising the funds for brain tumour research in Ollie's memory. And it's going to be to help fight the devastating disease and illness. Now, brain tumour research is a brilliant charity, and they do really wonderful work. So on Tuesday, I'll finish on a positive, I promise. On Tuesday, I was lucky enough to be invited to the launch of their manifesto, which they held at Speaker's House and House of Commons. They were celebrating their 10-year anniversary. So while I was there, I got the opportunity to talk to the trustees, to see where the money goes, and also speak to some of the researchers who are carrying out this vital research. So in the last 10 years, brain tumour research have been able to set up 4 centres of excellence across the country, and historically, the stats are quite surprising. So historically, brain tumour research has received less than 1% of the national funding for cancer, and it's just shocking. So the research that they're doing into brain tumours is so far behind that they're doing into other cancers and treatment for those other cancers. And brain tumours are the biggest killer of children and adults under the age of 40 of any cancer, which I think is quite a shocking stat. So these 4 centres are working closely with clinicians as well, so as soon as they have got that research, they can then put them into clinical trials straight away and hopefully get that research and the knowledge that they have got and then move it over, so it's really impacting on people quite quickly. And the last shocking stat that they have is that less than 20% of those diagnosed will survive beyond 5 years. Okay, so finally, it's not every day you find colleagues who are mad enough to take up a challenge like this. And I have warned Lisa I'm going to name and shame her. It's a very extreme evasive manoeuvre to get out cycling. So my husband Dan's going to be cycling in her place.
He was really happy about that.
He's delighted. So yeah, now I'm going to pass on to Victoria to tell you more about